for the future. Kia ora.
Brett Hudson.
Mr Speaker, it's a pleasure to rise in support of the Energy Innovation, Electric Vehicles and Other Matters Amendment Bill. I say, Mr Speaker, it's quite incredible. Speeches in general pieces of legislation often go to show the fundamental philosophies of government or potential government that parties have. And the previous speaker from New Zealand first pointed out, just when talking about special vehicle lanes, the highly centralised, top-down, authoritarian control model of a New Zealand First or a government New Zealand First might be a party of. Instead of celebrating and supporting giving choice about the use of special vehicle lane use by electric vehicles to the local roading authorities, which are either the councils for local roads or NZTA for highways. Instead of giving them the choice to make a decision for what is relevant for a given town or a given stretch of highway, no, the answer over there is get government to tell them all, have a blanket rule presumably for everyone to do what they want. Well, I celebrate the idea that we're saying let's do some things, some incremental changes, some incentives that will help to shift some of the fleet away from non-renewable energy, fossil fuel, to electric vehicles. In this particular case, heavy vehicles. We've already done work on light passenger vehicles, and it's the incentives that can help people to make that decision to switch to these sorts of vehicles, giving them a bit of an exemption for a period of time on road user charges, which are a real charge for them, and also the potential use of special vehicle lanes. But if we're going to permit special vehicle lanes, then I think, I agree wholly, that it should be the local authorities that get to make that decision. Just for example, here in Wellington, most of the bus lanes, those special vehicle lanes in Wellington, are permitted already for use for obviously buses, but also taxis, cyclists and motorcyclists, except for a couple, and they are restricted to bus only. Now, if you had a central government going to set an edict out for the use of these lanes across the country, what chance that they'll capture those particular instances around the country? I'd say zero. The best way of making sure that you can potentially open this lane usage in a way that makes sense is to let the local authorities make that decision and apply it as best for their localities. The reality is it's a small incentive, and if, having lived in Wellington for many years, of very narrow and windy roads, let me assure the House that if there were an incentive to be able to use a special vehicle lane, I would consider that, as a road user here, a very real incentive. Having been stuck in places like Glenmore Street just up the road here in rush hour traffic, I would welcome the ability to be able to use a bus lane and would see that as an advantage of choosing that sort of a vehicle. So, Mr Speaker, this bill also does some work around the ECA levy, which will make sense about broadening the potential uses of the levy that's collected, all with the idea, of course, of helping to reduce emissions and promote energy efficiency. It's a bill that's only meant and intended to give incremental improvements, but those incremental improvements will provide small reasons for people to look to shift their vehicle usage, in this instance particularly around heavy vehicles and previously, as I noted, around domestic light vehicles. So it's a very sensible, pragmatic way forward, and I commend the bill to the House.
Materia Ture.
Well, it's great to know he has got the resources